you will be able to look at all of the negative, bad, harmful things that come into anyone's life way differently.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you are now about to witness
the journey that is the Lyfe Choyces podcast.
Yeah! New topic today, guys. I want to talk to you about emotional mastery. Reacting versus responding, or responding versus reacting. Something that I've been working on over the past couple months is trying to live more presently, trying to become an individual that is grateful for the moment that I have right now and not worrying about yesterday or stressing about tomorrow, which is difficult for most people. It's something that we have been programmed to do. There's a lot of things and a lot of factors in every single day, like going to work and making money to pay bills, making sure that you get home in time to please your spouse, making sure you have enough time available for your children. If you don't have children or a spouse, making sure you have time for your friends. When you bring it down into something a little easier to consume, like being present, then you can learn how to let go of the past or the future. This is something I believe that we all need to work on, because once you start living in the present moment, you are able to become more conscious about your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. It takes practice. It takes a daily routine, which we talk about very, very often here on the Lyfe Choyces podcast. When one practices to become more present and focuses on the moment as it's happening, things tend to slow down. When you practice being present and you're able to slow everything down, you can have an opportunity to understand the difference between the way you are reacting versus responding. Now, a lot of us, when information comes at us, we tend to react quite quickly. When things come at us in a negative way, or in a way in which we didn't expect it, or something happens that we'd rather not have had happen, we become very reactive. This is because we're not focusing on the moment as it is. We're more focusing on the fact that this happened because, it's always happened in the past, or, this happened, which means now I got to worry about that happening in the future. When you practice the way I do in slowing things down, when you're in conversations or when activities or situations happen, you are able to dissect them in a quick moment where you're responding to the person or you're responding to the situation rather than reacting. And the reason why I keep reiterating this is because when we react to things, that tends to be a negative emotional response. When we respond to things, we are able to give forth the energy of a much calmer state of mind. I'll give you an example. If I'm in a conversation with another person and they're giving me their opinion about something, or they're upset about how something happened, instead of getting my back up instantly and becoming defensive, which is reactive, I sit there and I consciously listen to what's being said. And while that's happening, I'm actually very quickly dissecting everything that's being said. And I'm thinking about different ways in which I can respond to each one of the points that is being brought to me, so that when it's my turn to respond, I'm able to calmly have a conversation with the person or calmly assess the environment of the situation or activity that's happening, I'm able to navigate with more ease the conversation with the person, the activity or the situation that's going on. I feel that when I am more responsive versus reactive, that the end result seems to become a much more positive end result. It's not easy being reactive, changing your reactiveness to your responsiveness. The way that I become more present in my daily practices is, as anyone in the community already knows, or for the new people who don't, I have certain things that I do throughout the day. One thing that I've talked about quite often, which I have intentionally started doing regularly, twice every morning, and sometimes another one or two times throughout the day, is meditating. I meditate first thing in the morning before I even get out of bed, maybe just 3-4 minutes, on what it is that I'm going to accomplish today, or I meditate on things that I'm wanting to accomplish in the future as if I've already accomplished them today. And then once I wake up and do my morning routine, I sit outside and again, I spend more time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, sitting there. Now, I sit no fancy different way. I'm just sitting on a swing chair, which I do every morning. And I close my eyes. It's how I meditate. And I focus more on the details of those things that I'm wanting to have. And I find that by meditating every day, it allows me to slow things down. It allows me to close what we call time. I find that it allows me to become more focused on my consciousness, and that it allows me to be able to see and hear and feel things more clearly in the moment that they're happening, because I'm so focused on all the details of what it is I'm meditating on. And when the meditation is over and I've done all my other morning routines, I find that when I go out in the world, I am able to respond better because I'm in a heightened level of happier mindset, and I'm able to focus on all of the good things that are happening in my life. And when things that are not good, which we're humans, we live on this rock floating through infinite space, shit happens every day to somebody. When these things come up in my life, I'm already in a more calm state of mind so that I'm able to respond to them with a lot more ease, with a lot more clarity, with a lot more calmness than if I had not done any of these practices to bring myself down to a slower time period, in which I would have, if I had not done all these things, then I would definitely still be a reactive individual, yelling at someone when they cut me off, getting mad that I got another red light, I'm late for work, I didn't get the job, the girlfriend broke up with me. All of those things would still have a reactive response, where now, because I'm so willing to take the time to do things that I believe help me as an individual, and I strongly, with my entire heart, believe that these things will help you if you choose to implement them in your life, you will be able to look at all of the negative, bad, harmful things that come into anyone's life way differently. I don't look at a breakup anymore as something negative. I look at it as there was something in that relationship that was positive. Something good came from that. I don't look at my car breaking down as a shitty situation. I look at it, I respond to it as, okay, this is keeping me here, which is what I need to do, because if I was still going out there, maybe something worse might have happened to me. yes, these things happen and they make life messy and complicated and sometimes a financial burden. But in the long run of things, in the bigger scheme of things, if you handle these things with more of a responsive mindset rather than a reactive mindset, you will see how much easier life is to navigate and how fewer times things will happen that you will get upset with. It is all in the way in which you see things. It's about the mindset that you carry on a daily basis. And for anyone who's not in that realm, not in that community of understanding what that is, or if you're new here and you're willing to listen and willing to think that these things that myself and many of my guests talk about each and every week, things that they do that accomplish their successes in their everyday life, then maybe you are willing to listen and implement some of our practices into your life so that you can slow things down, create a more harmonious environment for yourself, and so that you're able to go out in the world and become more of a responsive person than a reactive person. And I hope you do. I hope you take the practices that we share here to heart and put them into practice in your own life. And if you do, please, in the comments down below, let me know what it is that you do on a daily basis to live your life physically, mentally, and emotionally happier. I would love to hear of all the things that you do in a day to get yourself to a physically, mentally, and emotionally happier state of mind. And I would love to find out if by having those three states of mind, if the financial happiness comes into play as well. Because everything is all intertwined with each other. And I strongly believe that everything that I do in a day, all of my habits, all of my practices, my meditations, my gratitude lists, my journaling, everything that I do in a day, I know for myself allows me to sleep better, wake up better, live better, feel better. And it allows me to have the confidence to go out in the world and share these things with other people in hopes that they can also benefit from such practices. So if you're doing any of these practices, if you like anything that we suggest for you to do, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear from everybody. I will see everyone back here next Tuesday at 2 p.m. I appreciate everyone coming back each and every week, and we'll see you next week here on the Lyfe Choyces podcast. Much love, everybody.
You are now about to witness
The journey. That is the Lyfe Choyces podcast.
Yeah!